What is going on, figureaholics? This is the Figure King, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Mezco 112 Man of Steel Superman. Now, this is a figure that I ordered a while ago. I just got it in not too long ago from Entertainment Earth, so we're going to be taking a look at it. First, we got this really dope lunchbox tin box that it comes in. This is a really cool box. Of course, you see you got the classic Man of Steel image of Superman there from the comic. You got a nice Superman logo there. Mezco toys, of course. And then you spin it around to the other side. You got a really nice picture of Superman. It almost looks like Superboy, but that's Superman. Looks like my top wants to come off. He can't wait to get out of there. And then, of course, you got the Man of Steel or the Superman logo there on the other side, just like on the other side. And another image of Superman. Let me go ahead and just take this off. Cool image of Superman there. Really nice. Really dope. And of course, this picture of Superman is different than the one on the other side. So let's go ahead and finish cracking this guy open and take a look at him. Okay, guys, and here is the Man of Steel in all his glory. Now, first thing I want to point out is, I don't know if it's just me, but I had a tough time having my Superman stand. But after, finagling with him for a little while, I was able to get him to stand fairly decent. Another thing I wanted to point out is the cape. This Superman only comes with one cape. And I'm probably in the minority here, but I'm not a big fan of the wired capes. I'm just not. I wish we would have gotten an option to swap out his cape and, give him the long flowing cape look. But that's pretty cool because there is a guy on eBay who makes suits for this particular figure, and he has a lot of different ones. I'm probably going to go on there and get us a suit specially made for this guy, or order a specially made suit for this guy. Another thing that I noticed people had issues with is, and I'm getting the gripes out of the way but first, because don't get me wrong, this is a dope figure. I really like this figure. But I do want to get the negatives out of the way first and then go into the positives, because this guy has a lot of them. I'm not really a big fan of the trousers on the outside look. I know this is classic Superman, but I know Mezco, they like to take characters and put their own spin on them. They didn't really do that with Superman. They did it with pretty much all the different Batman figures that we got. And they also kind of did it with the first Superman figure that they released. And I know a lot of people had issues with that figure because the color of the suit, I think it was like too light. The material of the suit. And I think the biggest gripe that a lot of people had was Superman was too short. I wanted to get that figure. It's going for like outrageous prices aftermarket now. So yeah, I'm really glad to have gotten this guy. But yeah, the chest logo. A lot of people were kind of having issues with how small it is. And when you see Superman, especially when I think about Superman, I think of two different versions of Superman. I grew up in the 90s, so The animated series was really big back then. Superman animated series, Justice League Unlimited. Um, the Bruce Timm Superman is very iconic, but he had a smaller logo. His logo wasn't as big. But another person that I think about when I think about Superman is Alex Ross. And Alex Ross's Superman had that huge logo. That's kind of what I like. That's really cool. Nice big Superman logo on the chest, long flowing red cape. We could have gotten that. I actually thought that's what we would get, something similar to that. But at the end of the day, this is a really great figure. So, just to admire the beauty of this figure, first of all, that head sculpt is absolutely freaking just, I mean, come on, look at that. Look at that head sculpt. When you think about Superman, this is the kind of head sculpt you think about. That's the face that you think about. Strong features, chiseled jawline. I mean, it's Superman. Insane head sculpt, really cool. And this guy comes with a lot of different head sculpts. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Okay. So let's go over some articulation really quick. Arms can go out that far. And I do like the suit isn't really hindering much of anything up here. Arms go out that far. Of course, you probably can go 360, but I wouldn't, because you don't want to damage the suit. Even though like I said, going to get mine changed over. I still want to keep this one. Of course, the head, yeah, is basically on two different joints. You got the standard ball joint, which, I mean, it'll stay on. You have to kind of hold it down, but it does come up pretty easily. I don't know if all the heads are like that, but I know this one is, and this is the one that comes on the figure. I haven't swapped out anything here yet. Of course, you got the neck joint, and I don't know if that comes out, but there's some of the articulation on that. It goes forward, back, not side to side too much. And one thing with the Superman figure is you're gonna want to get this guy into some pretty cool flying poses. So, oh, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Yep, that's it right there. Yep, we're gonna go with that one. I'll probably display them somewhat like this. I'll change his arms and everything, have him, you guys know how Soups does it. But yeah, that's that for that neck, which I honestly didn't know. And mine's is kind of stiff because I just took it out of the box. So yeah, I guess I gotta play around with it a bit. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. Of course, we got a pretty decent ab crunch for a 6'2", 6'3" alien from Krypton. He can crunch forward that much. He could crunch back that much. And I really love the material of this suit. When you're posing around, you're not really feeling like, oh man, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to rip the suit. It's very, very, very stretchy. It's a very stretchy material. So Mezco, thumbs up there. Of course, he can hit the splits pretty good. I think we got a double joint at the elbow. Of course, swivel at the wrist. Got some good wrist articulation there. double jointed knee. You can almost kick his ass. Matter of fact, he actually can kick his ass. But that's that's some pretty good range of motion there with the double jointed knee. Fix his leg. We got some good ankle pivot, and I thought this moved, but it doesn't. Do we have a thigh joint? No, we don't. We don't get a thigh joint with him, but he does have that upper thigh joint. So, I mean, I'll take it. That's all good. And that's pretty much it for the articulation. Standard, really. Nothing too crazy. But just taking a look at this figure, man. First of all, we got the boots. Those are some really, really iconic boots. Oh, and speaking of the boots, he actually has tread on the bottom, which is pretty cool. Mezco didn't have to do that, but they did it. And this is, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen a shoe with that type of tread on the bottom of it. I guess this is Mezco's way of saying you're not going to find these boots anywhere on Earth because they came from outer space. They came from Krypton. So that's pretty cool. And of course, going to the wired cape. We got the S on the back, which is very iconic to me. When I think about Superman, I do want to see that S on the back of that cape. That's pretty dope. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the accessories with you guys because, as I stated before, this guy comes with a lot of accessories. Bunch of different hand bullets bouncing off the chest effect. Comes with the Phantom driver or the Phantom projector. I want to say it's the Phantom driver is what that's called. It's basically a device that once he hits you with it, you go into the Phantom zone. The Phantom zone is a prison in the void of space or a void of nothingness. Man, I gotta brush back up on my Superman history. But yeah, the Phantom zone, and whenever I think of the Phantom zone, I'm more so associate that with General Zod. But yeah, that's basically a prison in outer space. And when you put these little pieces on, the bullet effects, there's a certain place that you have to put it. It's magnetized, and his whole chest isn't magnetized. It's just certain spots that you have to put those. So yeah. And if you were flying faster than the speeding bullet in outer space and you lost your head, don't worry, Superman's got plenty. He's got the semi-angry head. He's got the I just saved the day so I'm happy head. He's got the I'm a Cyclops head. I have no eyes whatsoever. And of course I'm kidding. That's his regular heat vision head. And his I must save Lois heat vision head. These are the effects that plug into the Cyclops head. And just when you thought those heads was enough, Superman says, nope, not on Krypton. Because you have the, oh no, what's going on? Did I save all those people head? And this is the light up head. You put the batteries in here, and there's a little switch there, which you use this little doohickey here for to cut that on and off. And it lights up, but you do have to put the batteries in. The batteries aren't already in the head. They do come in the box. And here you got the, all right, now somebody's really gonna get a talking to head. And of course, this is his little collection of kryptonite. This is a pretty dope accessory to have. Now, I don't know what all these do. Of course, the green kryptonite, the somewhat classic kryptonite, that is fatal to him, that can actually take his powers, reduce him to a human, and actually kill him. I believe the red kryptonite takes his powers permanently, I want to say. And the rest, I have no idea. If you guys know, please leave it in the comments. And of course, while we're at it, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Become a figureaholic. And it would be pretty dope if this lit up, but it doesn't. I'm guessing maybe you can get you some LED lights and put on the display if you like. That would be cool. I might actually consider doing that. But yeah, this is just a nice display piece to have. And real quick, I just wanted to show you guys that all of the other kryptonite pieces plug in any way you want to put them in. But the green kryptonite, which goes in the middle, does plug in. You have to turn it a certain way to plug it in because of the way that peg is made. Just wanted to point that out to you guys real quick. And I believe these are punch effects because you do have some slots here. I believe his hands go in there. Let's see. I want to say, yeah, I want to say that's what those are. You get two of those, of course. And then you got this piece that ports to this piece, like so. So that way, when you're using the head that this ports into that I showed you earlier, it looks like he's hitting something. So that's what this effect here is supposed to be. If my camera can focus. There we go. But yeah, that's what that is. Of course, you got your absurdly tiny batteries that goes in that head that lights up. You got your flight stand. You got your cool figure stand, which actually has a textured S on it, which is dope. That's really nice. Yeah, less is more. They didn't really need to put a picture of Superman. As a matter of fact, I think that would have been kind of corny if they put like a picture of Superman on the stand. That S, that's really all we needed. Thanks, Mezco. And of course, you got your little pig that pops out. Or I've never actually done this before, so you guys have got to excuse me. Oh, there it is. It comes out of the top, and of course, people who collect Mezco already know this, but yeah, that comes out of there. That little piece for his foot that pegs into his foot if you want him just standing on the stand. And of course, this ports into there if you want him flying or just hovering. That's what that is right there. Oops, sorry, soups. That's what that is. Pretty cool. Then you got the Black Mercy plant with some pretty nice detailing. I remember the first time I was introduced to the Black Mercy plant, and Superman fans, I'm sorry, I'm actually a Superman fan, but he's not my favorite superhero. Batman is. Guys, please don't attack me for that. I know some diehard Superman fans that might watch this video and say, how dare you say that to us? But I actually never read Man of Steel. I heard it's a really great comic. I'm gonna have to pick it up and add it to my collection and read it eventually. I don't know if the Black Mercy plant was introduced in that comic or featured in that comic. I actually learned about the Black Mercy plant from the place that a lot of kids that grew up in my generation learned about it, and that's the animated show. But this is a really nice part of the figure. This is really dope that we get this, and it actually shows the way it goes on. and it has some bendy wire in some of the little leg arms here. So that's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on Superman so you guys can see what it looks like. And of course, there's the Black Mercy giving Superman a nice big hug. And if you're not familiar with the Black Mercy plant, it basically puts you in a dream state and gives you like this false. You have all types of dreams about stuff that isn't really real, and I guess it puts you in a state of suspended animation while you're doing so. And yeah, it's dope that we got this. Paint details dope. Um, and the bendy wire and the fact that you can actually attach it to Superman or any other figure that you might want to put it on. That's dope because they didn't have to give us that. You get the standard Mezco bag, some instructions, some Mezco 112 guidelines, and last but certainly not least, you get a mini Starro the Conqueror. Now, Starro, we did see him in the Suicide Squad 2 movie. That was amazing. That was dope. I can't believe they actually put Starro in the movie. That was one of the best parts of the movie. Starro is actually the very first, he's a classic Justice League villain. He's the reason why the Justice League formed in the first place. I believe he was the first villain that they fought. And you get one of his many stars that you can attach to Superman's face or anybody else's face. And it's dope that they included that. I mean, this figure and its accessories, I mean, great job. If I'm gonna rate this figure, I'm gonna give it at least an 8.5 out of 10. I'll give him a 9. I'll give Supes a 9. Gonna go ahead and do some size comparisons so you can see how good this Superman matches up scale wise with some of your other Mezco figures and other lines. Here he is next to the Sovereign Knight Mezco Batman. Batman's just a hair taller than him, but it doesn't really make much of a difference because he's not that much taller than him. Plus, Batman has on tactical boots. So, yeah, there's that. Here he is to the 7-inch NECA 1989 Michael Keaton Batman. And this is a 7-inch figure, so this kind of gives you an idea scale-wise of how tall Superman is. And he's not much taller than the Mezco Batman. Here he is next to the Valaverse rollout figure. And last but certainly not least, here he is next to the classic DC Direct Lex Luthor in his super power suit. And okay, guys, that'll do it. Really dope figure. Mezco, once again, they hit that ball so hard that they knocked it out of the park with this one. Even though I did have some minor gripes, I still love the figure. I loved posing it around and, just showing you guys all the stuff that he comes with. Historically, Superman, I mean, they could have just given us